It's recording.
Okay. Good morning, teachers. Today, along with my classmates, Valentina Herrera, Sofia Vasquez, and I, Rosa Pacheco, will be presenting our criticized summary, which involves two important words. These words are related with the proletarization of teaching English language and the characteristics of a good EFL teacher. Next one, please. Okay, so the first article is more related with the proletarization of English language teaching in Iran, which is a country with a lot of political and economic problems. And this is affecting every day more to students and also to teachers. The biggest problem in this country, in Iran, is related with the lack of critical thinking and how this is affecting students, not just in the classroom, but also in their daily life. Okay. On the other hand, the other article is more related with the characteristics of a good EFL teacher and how critical thinking and critical pedagogy can help students in order to change their perspectives of life and make them more conscious and empathic citizens. Next slide. Thank you. Okay, so here we have critical thinking and critical pedagogy. First of all, critical thinking is more related with having a different opinion or perspective regarding different topics, not only related with the academic aspects or with the educational life, but also related to their daily life. So, critical thinking would also teach students to respect different opinions and be aware about their own beliefs. On the other hand, critical pedagogy is more related to techniques that allow and guide students to have a more critical thinking, including theory and practice as a teaching proposal. This is a very important job for teachers because they must help students to be self-aware and have their own ideas and their own perception. Okay, Safari's work. The Safari's work is an investigation in which 26 EFL teachers participated during an arduous onboarding process of critical thinking and freedom of expression inside and outside the classroom, so that the students could gradually create their own opinions and perspectives related with different topics or related with different ideas.
Okay, so the role of EFL teachers. As Rosa said, 26 EFL teachers from Iran were the participants of Safari's study. The first concept that appeared in Safari's work was proletarianization, which means that these teachers are working and they are getting paid for their jobs. So in Iran, they must fulfill what the government's curriculum, the curriculum that the government gave them at the beginning of the year. So if they don't fulfill that, they won't get well paid. That's why teachers focus on covering all the contents that are in the textbook. So because of that, they tend to forget to include students during their learning process. They just make expository classes, so the students are not able to participate actively. In order to change that, some participants from this field study said that they add critical thinking in their classes using the textbooks that were given by the government, and they could cover the contents that the government asked them to cover, and they could use critical thinking during these situations, sharing ideas, opinions. But for that to be successful and fruitful, they must build a comfortable environment first, where all students and even the teacher feel free to tell their opinions, to express their ideas, and not feeling scared of what the others will say or the reaction of the other classmates. So, implementing critical thinking and critical pedagogy in their classes will make them develop critical thinking, to be aware of what's happening around them in their country, the issues that their country have, and they will also develop tolerance and respect for each other. And the last part of the role of EFL teachers is that they must be critical thinkers. They must give the example to their students. They must analyze things and tell the students that some things are not common in other countries, maybe. The violence that they live every day, it's not common. It's not something that happens every day in all the countries. So with those things, the teacher will develop their critical thinking, and also he will start developing the critical thinking of her students. And as a summary, the function of critical thinking and critical pedagogy, even though they are in the same line, they are not the same. The critical thinking is like the first stage to came to critical pedagogy. So in critical thinking, you start thinking, analyzing, you do all the mental work to notice what is going on around you, to notice what is going on in other countries, in your country, in the planet, in other themes. And then with critical pedagogy, after all those analyses, you want to do something. You want to change that. You want to change the issues that your country may have. So with critical thinking in the classroom, this will help the students to start developing that skill, and then once they are adults, they can make a change, because all those years at school and high school, then they will have the skills, the mental skills, to want to make a change and make a plan in order to change everything. So they will be developing critical thinking in their schools years, and then once they are adult, they will apply critical thinking in critical pedagogy. Now it's Valentina's turn.
Okay, and as a conclusion, we as a group can agree in that the two papers are really helpful, and you can actually use them being a teacher, being already a teacher, or being a future teacher. I think and we think that these resources are a really good guide in order to know and to have an idea of what critical thinking is and what critical pedagogy is. So, for example, we think that we need to start working on critical thinking as teachers to motivate the students to feel that they can do the same exercise in their brains, taking their situations, even though if they don't know about, I don't know, politics or economic, but they know what it's going on their environment, what is happening in their environment, and have an opinion of it. It's really important that we as a teachers give them the space for the children to develop their ideas, their opinions, and free their voices. That is really important, that we start having these situations, these activities or dynamics where teachers can express their ideas and teachers express their ideas and don't feel judged about it, and just learn about other opinions and learn to hear. That's it's really important, and everything is based on respect. So Sophia said, if you have this environment, if you have this environment of respect, where everyone can say what he or she want to express with respect, everything is gonna be all right. So you shouldn't have these situations where children fight among others, and they can also have these exercises in order to reflect on their future adulthood, about how they are going to face more difficult situations, and how if they are going to be in those difficult situations, how they are going to live it, if they are going to face it right, like with a good attitude, or if they are going to feel frustrated because they can do this exercise of analyzing, do the critical thinking of knowing what is going on, and then the critical pedagogy to say how can I fix it. So I think, and we think as a group, that, as I said before, everything is based on respect, and it is really important for us future teachers and teachers to give them the space to raise their voice and to free their voices and ideas. So I hope you like this presentation. Here you have the references too, and thank you so much.